All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly... Both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the New York Jets. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Too low. Kill.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
53 is the mark.
A first carry for Trenton Cannon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. A shotgun snap for Darnold. He finds his target. It's Crowder. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Jamison Crowder, 76 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Back. Hey, Haywood.
Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. He'll hit Jackson, complete. A big play there for Philly. 41 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Here's Miles Sanders, the rookie second-rounder from Penn State. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Down the man inside. Down the man.
To throw, it's Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on third down.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Switch.
On play action, Wentz. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So that'll back him up 5. So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on fourth down. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
53 for Mike. 50.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold. Got an open man. It's a noon one. And all the way down to the 35. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 47 yards.
First down, New York.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Out of the pistol, it's Bell. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
I know every time we watch Le'Veon Bell play, we think about him making people miss the hesitation move. But you remember, he came out of Michigan State as a bruiser and a thumper, and he still has those capabilities.
At 225 pounds, an underrated part of his game.
Hey, my 7.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Lady. Slam. Bravo. Undercut. Lady. Watch the shit. Hey, it's that. Watch the shit. Switch.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 3rd down, here's Cannon. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. On 4th down, the Jets turning to Chandler Catanzaro for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go.
Yeah, let's get set lunch.
Play action. Now Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Throwing is Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Wentz will try again on second down. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left, looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. A sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DM.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. Watch twist.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. It's a 6-yard run. Leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check 13.
Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
Well, every now and then you just absolutely outguess yourself. 3rd and inches, and they decide not to run the ball. You end up seeing the end result.
The end result was not good. They elect to pass, and it backfires. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Brown. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. Anunwa, the intended target. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They'll run with Sanders. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They fake the give. Now Wentz. And that is incomplete here.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Let's go. Ram. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Dancing to his left. This is caught. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Jets are going to get the football back.
53 on side. 53 is the mic. Young lady.
They'll start on the ground with Cannon. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
53 is the mic. 53. Check 53.
Now it's Darnold. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
Red 80. Red 80. Red 80.
Darnold from the gun. And that's caught by Smith. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Motion. Check 99. Check 99. Red 80.
Now a draw play. This is Bell. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, box truck. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Here's Darnold. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 16 yards, a first down.
A gain of 16 yards.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
A screen to Bell. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Not today, you are. Not today. Go. 53. Check 53.
Darnold. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 33. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Darnold now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's first down. Darnold to throw again. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Sidney Jones. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hairston. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. A final shot before the break, Darnold. And he slings one that's incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. This is Jackson on the quick throw from Wentz. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it third down. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Great 15. Great 15. Hey, wahoo.
On play action, it's Wentz. There's the first NFL catch for the former Stanford man, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. That goes for a gain of 31.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. Now a play fake. Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, or they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the lead is now 17-3. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
They go with Howard again. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
82. Check nickel.
From the gun, it's Wentz. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 35. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go
under pressure now. Darnold, and he goes down. Malik Jackson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Darnold. And Anderson's got it. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. He was the leading receiver for the Jets a season ago. Robbie Anderson, 50 catches, over 750 yards, and getting more and more comfortable with Sam Darnold. Now a year plus under their belts collectively. You'd figure that those numbers for Anderson might be trending further north. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
On 2nd and 2, Wentz going to go to Clement here out of the backfield. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
At the 33-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, kill. We won it. Hey, Delta. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53.
Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. That's caught by Jackson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 11 yards there. First down. Wentz now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%. And it's 1st and 10. Wentz on the give to Sanders. Only a yard on the gain there as time will run out on this third quarter of play.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Under 10. 10. Check that.
And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Check. Check 25. Check 25.
On third down, this is Howard. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Leonard Williams able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
53, Mike. You go, night.
Wentz going to throw. And he finds Howard complete. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. You were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
And Elliott puts this one through. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Darnold. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A first down throw, Darnold. Complete. Smith has it.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. On 2nd down now. It's Bell. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. Nigel Bradham brings him down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Brandon Graham, and it'll be fourth down. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for New York. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is taken around the 12. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Wentz to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Deshaun Jackson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead.
Next to score, Eagles 20, Jets 17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox. Now then after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down.